Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Monday, June 3rd, 2019. I'm astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, all my daily content just like this and 8 other awesome people that are doing daily and weekly content are all available now at highvibe.tv. The Android app's up, the Apple TV app, and this week the iOS, Roku, and almost Amazon Fire. I gotta figure out that one. Should be rolling out this week. Make sure that you join us, highvibe.tv, to subscribe to get these videos every day, and my weekly tarot, and my weekly intuitive, and of course, all the sun sign weekly horoscopes that I do and many others do on the platform. Also, make sure that you know that Deep Astrology is going to still be a free show here on YouTube, but it is going to be just live. The DVR recording will be available for purchase individually at highvibe.tv, or if you're a subscriber, you'll get that video included with all the other videos that we do on the platform, including all my videos at highvibe.tv. And make sure today that you catch my Deep Tarot, which is going to be live on YouTube, and make sure we are doing spiritual dance music tonight. Super excited for that. YouTube and highvibe.tv for free. You can stream and watch it on highvibe.tv. So pretty cool, really excited, lots going on right now. It's a new moon. But before we take a look at all the planets, let's take a look at all Leo King's planet energy meter, time where all the energy is for your Monday new moon. And I'm sending lots of great energy. I'm sending you lots of love and light. I'm hoping that you are awesome, amazing, and spectacular, wonderful, and awesome Monday new moon. And I'm putting that energy meter at the hot position today. It's not, usually everybody's like, oh my God, you're going to put it at extreme. I feel that this is a good energy to finally come towards us right now. This new moon in Gemini today, with Mercury in its own sign of Gemini, by the way, is a true purebred new moon in Gemini. New environments, new understandings, new shifts, fast shifts, by the way, really fast shifts in our life. But it's coming on the heels of what we've been through, especially last week. Venus went through a lot, trine to the North Node, trine to Juno, sextile to Neptune, and this trine over to Saturn, the South Node, and to Pluto that has just finished. So this Venus and Taurus in its home sign, also the dark moon that built up to this new moon, come over it. There has been a lot of re-looking at what we're having in our life, what we're defining our life by, as far as our values, the things that we want to have, what we appreciate. And now this new moon is setting us on a new course. Yes, Jupiter is in the opposite sign of this new moon. Now, it's not an exact opposition, but Mercury did make that big T-square last week, which is the only time in our lives we will see a Mercury in its home sign of Gemini, Neptune in its home sign of Pisces, and Jupiter in its home sign of Sag make that major, crazy T-square to rewrite the stories in our life. And it's been these stories that we have rewritten by reanalyzing the data in our life, which I've been saying for a long time on Deep Astrology and on my dailies, if you watch my dailies every day. This has been a 6 months to the beginning of this year that the informational data has been very confusing. Mercury went through the worst that I've seen in all astrology transit of I've ever seen, especially the fact that Neptune's in Pisces and what it did, stopping on there and retrograding at the last degree of Pisces and going through the Saturn, Pluto, and South Node in Capricorn and squaring that in Aries and in Taurus with Uranus at its fall position. So there has just been so much that it was almost like the first part of this year with all the planets direct and everything, like we're in this story or that story, and this is total Jupiter retrograde action with Neptune squaring it, right? Which, by the way, this week is getting much tighter in orb. So this is about rewriting another story, and it's almost kind of like we are all script writers that either A, of course, if you believe more in free will, yeah, we're just rewriting the scripts, or if you're more fatalistic, which I'll be honest, I lean more that way, that God just keeps throwing us another script. And it's like, is this the script that's going to be our life now or not? You know, there's that big question. But I think from what I've been seeing, this is going to be a script we're going to be reading for a while now. After all this Venus stuff, after a lot of this, you know, big aspects of Mercury, Jupiter, and Neptune that have finished. But this is where the sun is about to come towards after this new moon cycle over this next 30 days. And remember that we are coming into a solar eclipse. So we are entering the fate train zone. Beep, beep. Because we are now entering into the next lunation cycle, which will be a new lunation cycle, a solar eclipse in Cancer. And Mars right now is in that area right now. And Mars is coming up in this next month towards the opposition to Saturn Pluto with Mercury that'll join, because Mercury is flying fast, 2.5 degrees right now a day. So you got to realize this new story, and I'm going to go with my fatalistic thing, okay, is connected to the story that we're going to go through of these big, big challenges and oppositions, but empowerment of finding our deeper emotional ability to be able to hold up the heavy world that we live in. And this new moon in Gemini is setting off a new story, a new understanding, and trying to bring a lighter load to what we have been going through with this Neptune square that's not exact, but building with this new moon. And with Mercury coming to these last degrees of Gemini here, there is this shedding off. And there's this shedding off of weight. Because yes, Taurus is about weight and heavy, especially Pluto and Saturn. Capricorn was out and out. And Pluto and Venus and Saturn and Venus have all been talking to each other. And with Uranus that's in Taurus, there's this quality of shedding the weight. And this shedding the weight's really important. And there might be a little bit of edginess about this new story, because even though it's not an exact semi-square, it's pretty damn close. Uranus, you know, is almost 45 degrees away from this new moon. Almost. Not exact, about 40 degrees, but we're close. So there is a little bit of edginess about it, about having to shed off. These new stories are about shedding off weight. Uranus and Taurus is like, we don't need this, we don't need that, we don't need this, we don't need that, because we only need to understand how to connect to go higher in our lives, to a better place, to only the things that truly matter to us in our own individual value systems. And this is what could be hard, because Taurus is very centristic on its own value and fixed on its own value. And so when it comes to relationships and when it comes to other people, whether it's friends, whether it's associates, business partnerships, whatever, this is going to be a transit for the next 7 years where you're going to have to realize that, you know, the world ain't going to be getting along the way that we all hope for in peace, the way that, I'm just saying it, the way that we're used to. I mean, go look at the 30s. Go look at the Uranus and Taurus transit the last time and understand that why it's at its fall position, because I'm not saying that it has to be negative. I'm just saying that it has, this is where people shed off and only connect with what feels right to them, and it might not feel right to you if you're on the other side of like, oh man, like, I'm not valued. It's like, no, it's like, you're valued, but I'm picking this story, or I'm valuing this. And we all have our own determination of this. We all have our own mindset. We have our own environment that works for us. We have our own emotions with Mars in Cancer. That's another reason why it's at fall position, is because when emotions get involved with what we choose and what we identify with in our life, people can get really funky about that stuff. So remember that Uranus is in that semi-square still to Neptune, which is going to continue, and Neptune is stopped. Next couple of weeks, we've got Neptune retrograde. So there is an eeriness. This sun in Gemini is coming towards a square to Neptune during this next week. And technically 6 days, but you got to realize that there's some odd, really weird energy coming here with Mars and Saturn, and Mars and Pluto and Mercury, Mars, North Node, opposing all this at the same time in Cancer, of this reality and how intense it is, and how can we emotionally hold on. Now, I want to finish by saying that understanding the data and learning to shed and learning to be light through this, and also learning to not let your psychology of yourself overwhelm you. Like your own psychology of how you view things, or losing your mind, losing your connection with the universe, or getting too connected to the universe and not reality. There's going to be a lot of that weird energy coming up, especially because Jupiter is amplifying this in its home sign. And doubts and questions, and did I, and so this new moon is setting off this new direction, these new data, this new story. But we're going to come into a conflict on whether or not, if this new story feels right to us or not, coming up after this week. So I'm just preparing people that this new story that's starting, this new understanding, this new environment, we have to understand that the values have been reassessed. And if we can hold on to those and shift now the emotional and how we continue to move forward in this reality that's heavy, that even when challenges do arise, then we understand the story we're in and we don't question it so much. We got the Ace of Pentacles upright. You can't make this one up. I want to say that this is definitely a new beginning, but it's a new beginning of creating our new values. I mean, it goes with the astrology too well. And if you've never been on highvibe.tv and you've never watched on my previous network, my daily videos, which I've been doing actually on YouTube for 7 years, and then it moved to platforms in 2015, my dailies. This is what I do every day, and I don't know what the card is. I don't pick the card based off the astrology. I literally just go right here next to me and don't look at the card till I pop it up. And this Ace of Pentacles is saying it is time for a new set of values to create a new world and to create new things in our life and to feel the abundance and to feel the blossoming of the world that we want to create right now in our life. And that's what we have to focus on and set that intention on this new moon. I'll see you for Spiritual Dance Music tonight, and of course Deep Love Tarot, which I will be doing probably in the afternoon. So make sure you check it out. Make sure that you get that bell here on YouTube. And if you're on highvibe.tv, of course, I see you every day. Thanks so much, and I'll see you all tomorrow.